A rapidly changing world, personal development is no longer just a choice. It's become a necessity for building a conscious and resilient society. Today we highlight the role of individuals in strengthening national responsibility and how each person can be a positive contributor to their community, especially during the time of changes and challenges. So let's welcome all of us today, Engineer Eman Alhajri, Certified Neuroscience Coach. Hello and good morning, Coach.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for having me today.
You're most welcome and thank you so much for joining us in our show, Good Morning Kuwait. We discussed in the off-air about the national responsibility. So in your point of view, because you are an expert in this field, how can we encourage the human development for the national responsibility in your point of view?
Human development is very important. So when a person is developed, they have emotional intelligence, they have good communication skills. This would actually act and having a great nation, because when someone has emotional intelligence, they can regulate their emotions, and also they can be more respectful to others, and they will have good communication skills. This would have less conflict between the nation itself, and this would have make the nation or the individuals in the nation have good decisions and also be more productive.
So you mentioned to be more productive. So is it like links with the personal growth?
Of course.
To be better?
Yeah, of course. So when a person has emotional regulation, this, as I said, it will have less conflicts. And when there is good communication between individuals, people will have a good decision making, and also they will respect each other more. And this, we will have also a more coherent and more resilient nation.
Okay. So I noticed like you're always mentioning the individuals, because we are the part of the society. We already mentioned about the personal growth, about the people development. So how can we encouraging also the individual to be the part of the society? Like we want to merge them with them. How can we merge all of them to the society, to the community?
First of all, we have to know that in order to have a big impact outside, we have to first look at our world inside. So when a person develops themselves, they can act more and contributing their environment, their community, by being more responsible towards their nation, by giving their role, and also by protecting the environment, for example, volunteering. This is also makes a good contributor to the
You mentioned like
nation.
the volunteering, it's okay, like people going on to the following the Minister of Interiors, they will go to the cooperative society. So volunteering during this kind of the situation is important for the personal growth, we can say?
Of course, for personal growth and also for the nation itself.
Nice. So how can we share to our children, especially the patriotism, you know, like it is like social responsibility. Now these days people do something for the community. You see in the account in the social medias, every time the people, they want to increase the patriotism. How can we increase it and encourage the people to share it and to show it also? By
spreading awareness that by loving the country means also having responsibility to act towards the country. For example, like doing the minimal daily activities, for example, protecting the environment, putting the litter in its appropriate place, for example, as I said before, volunteering, respecting each other, and also following the guidelines of the official sources in Kuwait is very important, and respecting the laws. This is very important also.
So I will start from your end, from your end sentence, like we're going to the official news and respect the laws. So if we share, we may notice this is a fake news. So what we want you to say, your message to the community?
To be aware and to have responsibility. Being aware is being responsible for our thoughts, our feelings, and also for the words we say. So when we receive information, we have to know and check first if this information is from a reliable source, from official source or not, before spreading the word. This would make the nation more secure, and also this would make us be more responsible towards our nations and the individual of the nations.
Amazing. And also we noticed, like, because like well said from you, Coach Eman, so like we see, we have children around us all the time and we want to comfort them. So, and we know like we have to be balanced between the social responsibility and also anxiety. Yes. How can an adult be like to balance between the two situations? Like I feel anxiety, but I want to show like I am in a balance and a good well-being.
First of all, self-awareness. We have to be aware. Can I control or regulate my emotions or not? And if I feel overwhelmed and I cannot control my emotions, I seek help through a physician, through a special individual, and also spread cautiousness, not fear. There's a difference between being cautious and being fearful. When a person is fearful, they may act impulsively, and this may affect the nation and also the security of all of the people in the country itself. But when you act cautiously, like spreading the safety guidelines from the official sources, for example, here we are cautious. We act in cautiousness and we act in calmness. And most important is communication.
Communication. Coach, because you are an expert in this field, for sure you're facing too many kind of patients and situations. For sure you have too many stories to telling us. Maybe you saw some children, you are comforting them, some of your friends or maybe acquaintance or maybe people that you are engaged with. Did you have like a real story you want to share about something happening and how the people, the community comfort and to make the situation like this?
In this situation, we've seen that our country and Kuwaiti people, how unified are we? This showed us and the world how unified are we and how strong we are. Because our idea or our goal is to protect our country and our goal is to be unified. And this is what I see. People actually, yes, many people, they feel, let's say, because this is the new feelings that we're facing, a new thoughts, a new situation. So many people feel very overwhelmed. So
I noticed like when you speak about this kind of story, something comes from your heart. You're remembering too many things around you, and you share it in a good way message, like you face it like in a real thing, like you appreciate the community, how they are doing. Like every time in social media, they create something to encourage, to share the awareness of the community.
And also the advice I would say is this is the best time to actually self-reflect and best time to grow. Because when we're sitting in a situation, a new situation like this, we don't have an experience of the situation. Because, as I said before, new feelings and new thoughts. So our mind has a new experience. So this is the best way to actually grow. And as we said, self-development is very important. So this is the best way to actually develop, to see our strengths and weaknesses and actually develop our skills.
And you notice like some kind of individual, they always like to spread the rumors. Sometimes rumors comes and goes. Some people stuck with it, some people search for it. So what do you want to say message to the community, like don't spread the rumors if you have to go to the official news?
It's very important to not spread the rumors, because spreading the rumors would actually may result in not having a stable security and also may result in chaos. So it's very important to not spread rumors for the emotions or the feelings of others and also for the security of the nation itself.
Nice. How can the employees and the families contribute to spreading the reassurance for everything? Like you notice sometimes people now, they are working through the virtual platform. Some of them, they are like a few percentage working in the offices. So how can these kind of people to be part of the community to reassurance the safety and also to get everything okay? What do you want to say?
I would say thank you to all, first of all, and everyone is, as I see right now, are doing their role as they should.
Okay.
So each person is doing their job as they should. And also I'm seeing a lot of people, maybe social media, they're contributing with the official sources into spreading the safety guidelines and also spreading the appropriate or the right news. This is how our nation are united. This is how all we work together.
Okay, because coach, you have your community of coaches now. You have to do a huge role for all of us and for the community, because now it's your social responsibility. For sure, you're gathering sometimes. You share knowledges, you see the situation. So what is the responsibility as a coach nowadays for the community?
To spread ways to calm, to be more calm, to spread ways into how to regulate emotions and how to act more calm and more responsible towards the situation right now. This is very important. And to spreading ways and solutions and how to be more calm and more regulated.
Okay, spreading the news, is it like there is a gap between the spreading the news and social responsibility with the people's development? Like I want to say, like there is some link between the individuals and the social responsibility you mentioned in the beginning of the interview. But we spoke about the skills. We spoke about how to share the news, how to deal with the children, with our co-workers. What about me, myself? How can I thought myself to be in the good situation, to encourage myself to volunteer, to spread in a good news, to stay like in a good, we call calm. Even if we face anxiety every day.
Yes.
What about us? How can we thought ourselves?
First of all, we see, like as I said before, this is like new emotions and new thoughts are coming. It's a new situation. So we see our weaknesses and our strengths. This is the first good thing to actually self-develop. And also it's a good way to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to have this good communication spiritually. It is very important at this time, because we can regulate our emotions as much as possible, but the spiritual side is very important.
So like we say, like we're going to the spiritual side for dua for Almighty Allah, for the sake, for the protector of the country, and to stay calm. So we spoke about all the communities, about the employees, about the public sector, and all the and also the children and the community, and about ourselves. What is about our role instead for others? Even we go outside right now, we see the things happening. What is about our social responsibility to when we go outside? What we have to do every day?
We have to be more respectful and more considerate. Like maybe we can regulate our emotions, but others can't. So we have to be more considerate to others. This is very important. Yeah, this is the important thing.
I know like every person have different kind of phases, like from angry to happiness, from joyful to madness. So what about the parts we have to be cautious of? Like sometimes we feel we're feeling stressful, but we're feeling angry in the same time. Some people maybe they're feeling anxiety and they don't know how to deal, because I feeling anxiety but I feel anger, especially for men. So how can we control the emotions to know what we are doing right away?
We have to, first of all, if a person has mixed feelings, I always recommend to actually stop what they're doing. Just start thinking from where this feelings come. This is the most important thing, to know where the roots of this feeling, where does it come from, and to calm down, because each feeling has a meaning. I cannot, yes, I can be anxious and I can be angry at the same time, but one feeling is more than the other. So I have to know which feeling is more than the other and have to know the roots of this feeling. This is the most important thing.
And also I noticed like life coaches usually you give the person a consultation to distribute for something like unnecessary to focus for the something important. We are parents. Let's talk about the parents nowadays. They're facing too many challenges every day. They have some kind of routine, something happening to them. But we want to isolate their mindset to focus about the social responsibility, because these days for sure you give some consultation like to encouraging them to, when you face of your children, if you talk to your children, to the community, you have to be aware that the kind of your speech, because it will affect outcome, right?
Yes, true. And as we said, as we're going through this crisis, I see that parents are the most affected individuals, because the security, or as a parent we want to protect our children, and it's very important. This is like in our instinct to protect our children. So this is why many parents are affected by this, because it's, as I said, it's a new situation, so they don't know how to deal with it, they don't know what to do. So I always advise is to look at the official guidelines and look at the safety guidelines, and teach also your children, listen more, communicate more with your children.
And also about people, every time they are watching the news every day, there's some kind of people, they always being alternates, always checking the news, always checking them. And you show some part of our community in the family, you will see them. How can we comfort them? Did we like just to change the topic, change the mood directly to ask something different, or just like listening to them and then you change the topic, or just how to comfort them? What do you want to say?
First of all, we have to tell them that what they're doing is affecting themselves, even mentally, emotionally, even maybe physically. Okay. Because being exposed into a very negative environment a lot would actually make a person act in a bad way. So it's very important to actually advise, very important to actually listen to them. And if we see it's becoming a habit, a continuous habit, we should maybe let them seek professional help.
And also let's move to the youth. Youth these days, you will see them encouraging a lot that patriotism is high, because they are facing at the young age and they are thinking always to give something to the country, and they are facing too many challenges. How can they observe their challenges in the better way? What do you want to say to them?
We tell them to self-reflect. First of all, it's a good time to discover themselves, and it's a good time to focus on themselves. As we know now, most of the youth university and in schools, they have exams right now, so it's the best time to actually focus on your studies. When you focus on your studies and you excel, you give back to your country. You're the future. So it's the best time to actually focus and excel with your work or with your studies.
Well said from you, Coach Eman. So you want to share to them, focus on your studies, because in the future they will be the leaders of the country.
Yes.
So what happened goes to the country. You have to always go forward to your goals,
Yes.
which is the studies. So this is for the youth. We spoke about the parents and all the community. What about your studies consultation you want to give to the community? What do you want to say to them?
I would say that emotional intelligence is very important. It's when a person is emotional intelligence and there's an individual in the nation are emotional intelligence, it's very important. It makes a more coherent and more resilient nation and more productive and more adaptive.
Nice. We can say all the times, Coach Eman, good times run very fast. We didn't fill the time. Thank you so much for joining us today. For sure, we'll be here again. We'll talk more about how to share the awareness to the community. Thank you so much, Coach Eman.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. So, greeting and appreciation to our guest, distinguished guest, Engineer Eman Alhajri, Certified Neuroscience Coach. Now, dear viewers, go to this tiny break. They will continue show Good Morning Kuwait. So, please stay tuned.